ladies and gentlemen, we need to move on, but there is something else that has come up with this quarantine thing.
Yeah.
Rent seeking.
Yeah, somebody on Twitter is saying that this quarantine discussion is the new ATM for police officers. And to a great extent, I agree with him. Because we've seen stories of people who are saying they were asked for bribes, they refused to give, and they were threatened with quarantine. So then that defeats the very purpose for that quarantine. If it is for the right thing, and we are not saying let people flout rules, let people misbehave, not at all. In any case, condoning such misbehavior will take us into a problematic route, all of us, the compliant and the non-compliant. But if it is also being used as a punishment, as an avenue for rent seeking, then it defeats the very purpose.
But I think what's more concerning, is it the police who decide who goes for quarantine?
Which is a problem. Exactly. Andrew Sule, a doctor, is saying, if somebody has been in quarantine for 14 days and tested negative, what is the scientific or public health basis for keeping this person for another 14 days? Let science and no other reason drive the agenda.
Absolutely. And if we're talking about, the police and rent seeking, how also do you explain all those checkpoints which are manned by police? The one who escaped was able to make it all the way to Kericho County from Nairobi. And my question is, so for these police who are found guilty of accepting bribes, both at the quarantine facilities, will they also be put into quarantine? Well, they better. Yeah, and they better also be charged the 2,000 shillings, if not more.
Let me read. That the bribe may have exposed them to the virus.
Here's a message from Peter Kaluma, Member of Parliament for Homa Bay Town. He says, it's human nature to resist abuse or unexplained force. The government has turned what should be a center for compassion and treatment into some sort of prison or punishment center. All persons arrested for not wearing masks, curfew, are now being hurled into forced quarantine until they bribe the law enforcement agencies. Administrators and police have turned into medics, police, judge, and prison system all in one. Absent regular court process, KMTC in Homa Bay Town is a holding ground for petty criminals until they pay a bribe together with persons who are suspected of being COVID-19 positive.
Shall we cross over to this side before we move on? At this rate, I'm going to put the question. But anyways.
Yeah, to put the question, Member of Parliament Rosa Buyu says that if quarantine as a punishment would save lives of millions of Kenyans, then I support. People who are complying with government directives are not being dragged into quarantine centers, but those who are indisciplined should not complain at all that it's a small price to pay compared to the risk they are putting millions of Kenyans into. And Joe, I want to agree with Rosa Buyu and disagree with notions that quarantine is being used as a punishment. There should be consequences for breaking those restrictions. And some of the consequences include, if, for example, there is a whole party like we've seen in estates, and we've also seen people driving to certain places for parties, what should be the consequences they face? Mm-hmm. They shouldn't do those parties and then come and, argue for about their rights in the Constitution. Because what they're doing is to put the country at risk. The spread of the disease is going to be possible. Now, I'm also equally very concerned about reports of corruption in the police service, because the police need to explain how Jamila's townmates left Nairobi, jumped over a fence from KMTC, went through the...
Aki, you just stigmatized Jamila.
The barriers. They come from Kericho. How they got there is a very, very good question. The police need to explain, how did those two arrested in Kericho reach there? Because there is a restriction about leaving or entering Nairobi.
Nairobi, yeah.
These ones did not only leave the quarantine center, they also left
a restricted
Nairobi
area
entirely, Nairobi entirely. Now, when Kenyans had heard a lot of them call for a total lockdown, means the police service will definitely be overwhelmed. True. The numbers are not sufficient. And even now, we have to be very sympathetic to the police service, because basically everybody who is a police officer today is busy. Mm-hmm. You are in some roadblock, you are in some
patrol.
Everybody in uniform today in the police service is busy. So what does a total lockdown mean? Ruaka, the flats, just to keep that compliance, for example, would require monitoring by security services. We do not have enough police officers to do that across every block if it went to a complete lockdown. What does this mean? It brings out the possibility of putting the military on the streets.
Yeah.
Like it is happening in South Africa. And like it's happening in Uganda and Rwanda. You put the military.
And then we start telling
Kenya
them about
Army,
the law.
Yeah. And then you start reading to them the
Bill of Rights.
It's going to be a difficult conversation, because in times of national emergency like we are in right now, people should actually adjust accordingly. An invisible enemy in terms of coronavirus, you just require to follow certain basics like social distancing, like the curfew hours. It's 7 p.m., not 7:30 or 8 p.m. And for violations, there should be consequences.
Okay,
And
ladies
Joe,
and gentlemen,
one thing. Sinujua, they spoke so this side. Balance. No, what I want to talk about is we're expecting some announcement maybe tomorrow. It had been said in 48 hours on Wednesday about some more measures.
And that's where I wanted us to move to, so that each of us gives a comment about Mombasa and the extra measures and all that, and then we move on.
Yes. So when the ministry gave its daily briefings, one of the issues that they spoke about, and they pointed out, is now the number of cases in particular estates in Nairobi, and they spoke about Nyali in Mombasa. Even Kilimani was mentioned having, I think, 6 cases of COVID-19, coronavirus.
That one,
yes, Kizungu imekataa. And then now, when you hear that, you start hearing about, in other counties, they spoke about, I think, Kajiado, and they went on, and they were listing them down. And then now you hear about how you don't know if it's your next door neighbor, or if it's the next estate, or any of that, and you wonder, how will they close it? Maybe if they say there were 6 people kwa estate moja, they close it down the way they did it in Raka. And then what I worry about is now how that would affect those people who are living in there, wale ambao mnasema hawakuhusika, wale ambao who maybe just start in their houses, hawakutoka nje kwenda to have those parties in the estates. That's one. And then 2, does this mean that it's going to get worse faster than we thought? Because kama ishaingia kwa estates, because they always say, the ministry keeps telling us, now we are doing community transmission. It's no longer watu wametoka nje ambao wanatuletea. When they're mentioning the number of new infections, wanasema ni wa Kenya sasa. They don't tell you, ni mtu ambaye alitoka sijui Dubai. They tell you this is someone who was in a quarantine facility, or these were people who we had done, we had tracked them and found them. That's one. 2, what is happening in Mandera? They've closed it down. But that county worries me in terms of where it is, its location. There are a lot of routes in and out of Mandera County. Are we actually going to be able to contain them within that space? Considering the fact that a whole bus of people walisafiri all the way to Mandera, and then we had those 2 COVID-19 cases, and I think 30-something others who were put under quarantine, na kuna wale ambao waliondoka and bribed their way out. So I worry about whether that lockdown will actually work in terms of looking at how easy it is to get in and out of Mandera. That's
Okay, I want us to move on unless something is really burning, because we are in Nairobi. There is cessation of movement in and out of Nairobi.